over a Butkus to win the Butkus Award. Into this one, second quarter, 7-0 Illinois. Yes, Illinois up on top until Kevin Thompson to Shoffey Field, 7-7, all tied up. It was 7-7 at the half. Third quarter, Rashard Casey starts to take over, hits Tony Stewart, 16-yard touchdown at 17-7. Later on, more from Casey. Rashard Casey making things happen. Almost brought down, spinning back the other way. Sensational play. Rashard Casey staying up on his feet, giving Penn State a 24-7 lead. 34 yards all the way in for the touchdown. But again, this is a 7-7 game at the half. LeVar Arrington leading the way, had a sack. Courtney Brown with 4 sacks. Wisconsin and Northwestern. Ron Dane running it up. 24 yards, rumbles in. 14-0 Badgers. Third quarter, Badgers up 14-3. Northwestern throwing. Jamar Fletcher picks it off on Zach Kustok there. Jamar Fletcher, the guy so impressive in shutting down the Spartans and Plax Burris last week. This time, bringing it back, he's got just one man to beat. He's got an angle on him, but now Fletcher, no, you're not getting me this time, and here we go, 93 yards.
Best Rodney Gilmore imitation I've seen.
Yeah, I wish I could have done that.
Yes.
The dance or the 35-19 held by Ricky Williams. Michigan and Indiana. It was 17-0 Michigan. Couldn't hold the lead. It's 24-24. Anthony Thomas going in. 31-24 Wolverines. Again, the loss to Illinois. Gave up a 20-point lead, losing a 17-point lead here. Indiana, though, not done yet. Down 31-24. Antoine Randall L. making himself some space, putting it up in the air. Jerry Dorsey is there. Jerry Dorsey open. Out he goes, 70 yards, all tied up, 31-31. Wolverines, though, come back. Hayden Epstein, 20 yards out, bangs in the field goal. Michigan takes it 34-31, and they avoid the embarrassment of losing yet again.
Yeah, no Drew Henson today. Lloyd Carter.
Drew Brees putting up the big yards game after game. Almost beat Penn State. Couldn't quite get it done this time against the Golden Gophers. Going to Tim Stratton. 11 yards out. Nice grab by Stratton. Boilermakers led 10-7 at the half. Fourth quarter, it's a 26-14 game. But Thomas Hamner getting his time. Hamner time out there. 60 yards for the touchdown. Longest run of his career. Minnesota getting close, 26-21. Fourth quarter, still that score. Purdue comes back. Seen this so many times, he always has the answer, Rod.
Oh, Drew Brees comes up with different ways. This time, patience was the key in this ball game, and a little help from Randall Lang with a great catch.
Randall Lang with that, and 33-28 the final. That's going to save the Riders a lot of time. Gators have the tiebreak on the Vols going in. Need this win to take hold of the SEC East, and Doug Johnson with the pressure on him. Hits Travis Taylor. Taylor back from injury. Steve Happy Man now 7-0 Gators. Second quarter, Georgia down 10-7. Quincy Carter, though, keeping it himself. 16 yards, 14-10. Georgia up on top. Fourth quarter. Uga, get back to the game. Florida now up 16-14. Bo Carroll back. What an impact he had as well.
And this run was the difference in the ball game. It put Florida up by 9 points, and that changed the complexion of the game. Georgia couldn't get back into it.
And Quincy Carter, don't be silly. Go ahead, drop the chalupa. Alex Brown with the sack. Florida holds on to win. Just drop the chalupa and walk away. 30-14. This one out for Alabama against tough Conference USA defense, the class of the conference, but offensively picked off here. Jeff Kelly picked off Reggie Miles, bringing it back. Crimson Tide up on top 20-7. It's 28-7, and Freddie Millins with one of the better plays you will see all year. Billy Cannon-like?
Oh, no, how about Peter Warrick-like?
It could be. Going back, he's not done yet. He's up. He's still running. Millins again, and off he goes. 65 yards. All the way in, 35-7. Crimson Tide up on top, 35-14, the final. Southern this year start off with Navy and Notre Dame. Tim Shubza nails a 33-yard field goal with a 21-all in the fourth. So Navy, Charlie Weatherby up 24-21. 4th and 10 for Notre Dame. Minute and a half left. It's all down to this. Bobby Brown over the middle. Very close. It's going to come down to the spot. Jim Bob Davie looks at it. They got a good spot, Rod.
They got a left foot spot instead of a right foot spot.
Navy not happy about that. 3rd and 10. 2 incompletions. Here is Jarius Jackson to Jade Johnson gets this. They can't bring him down, and Indy goes to the end zone. And unbelievable. Navy in command of this one so long. Irish, though, coming back. They've come back many times this year. Jarius Jackson scored on them in 3 years going into this one. But here they are. Jayhawks up on top 9-3 as they punt in the third quarter. Oh, no, they shouldn't have punted in the third quarter. Bobby Newcomb gone.
Yeah, former quarterback turned kick returner, turned wide receiver, turned it on in this ball game after the defense for Nebraska kept them close.
Nebraska off that tough loss last week, trying to stay in there. Meantime, look at that. Dallin Smith to Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler, 77 yards. Kansas not done. get this one. This is a Kansas team that's given up 50. Derry Allen fired up, but against Nebraska, very tough. Then Eric Crouch in the fourth quarter, 17, all less than 3 minutes to go to Newcomb again. Newcomb, a guy who gave up his starting spot. Of course, Crouch might have taken it from him anyway, but gave it up voluntarily for the team. And Kansas, no, not quite Nebraska. It's in Iowa State. Meantime, here's another one. Cyclones coming into this one and thinking upset. Texas down 27-24. Major Applewhite to Montreal Flowers, so he's happy about that. 31-27 Texas. On the next kickoff, J.J. Moses takes the kickoff. Maurice Gordon, bang! Out he goes. Bo Trahan picking up the ball, runs that in. And Texas pulling away now 38-27. Cyclones not done. It is Haywood, takes a handoff, goes in 8 yards for the score, 41-34. Darren Davis tied it up at 41-41, but then Chris Stockton of Texas boots that up and in, and Applewhite survives. I mean, barely survives in this one. Iowa State was up on top.
Yeah, Major Applewhite showed why he is the leader of this Texas.
4-3 Virginia, usually the toughest of the ACC bunch, down a bit this year, but not down in this evening. Thomas Jones, in he goes, 190 yards on the ground. He's fired up, 7-zip Virginia. 7-zip in the second quarter. Chris Wenke, Marvin Minnis there, and extra point was good, tied up 7-7. At the half, Virginia would be on top. Give it to Peter Warwick. Virginia would no longer be on top. Another sensational run by Peter Warwick, a former Heisman front runner.
He didn't drop any balls tonight like he did last week, where he dropped 4 of them tonight, made big plays.
That one run was just incredible. 35-10 the final. Florida up. We'll start off. Kelly Campbell in motion, taking the handoff from Joe Hamilton. There he goes. Good seal block there. And out he goes. Touchdown, Georgia Tech, 14-0. Georgia Tech up on top. It was 24-7 at the half on NC State. Not really close. And Hamilton into the end zone. There's a guy. Kelly Campbell has that. 31-7. Hamilton once again. Campbell once again. Are you impressed? Once again.
Well, where's the secondary? Come on, at least you got to have a guy in the area. But certainly,
even
Joe,
Rod saying that?
Joe Hamilton is having a huge season. He's been outstanding.
Great faking. Oh, by the way, Georgia Tech was not quite up.
Could do in the same spot on the road in a week after stomping on Syracuse. Had that week off last week. Michael Vick right away, first quarter, 46 yards by himself. Hokies up on top, 7-zip. Second quarter, more from Tech, and Vick airing it out to Andre Davis. By a sensational arm as well, coach.
Oh, he runs, he passes, he does everything. He's only a freshman. He is really the leader of this team. It's unusual on a star-studded team for a freshman to do that.
Pittsburgh, though, hanging tough. David Priestley there to Antonio Bryant, but Frank Beamer with the smile at the end. Bryant, by the way, 13 catches for 215 yards in college. And Syracuse, first play of the game, BC, of course, blew that 28-0 lead on Miami. Juwan Daniels going to make up for that right away. First career return and 100 yards all the way back. Touchdown, 7-0 Boston College. Late in the fourth quarter, Tom O'Brien's club up on top, 4th and 13 for Syracuse. Matty Williams trying to go for this one. Can he get enough? He needs 13 yards, and no, not making it there. Boston College this time holds on. They are fired up after what happened last week. 24-23, BC over. There's no surprise to this reporter. ASU and Oregon, meantime, back in the Pac-10 race. Gerald Green in the fourth quarter. Sun Devils were trailing over the top. Arizona State up 17-13. About 15 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Ducks ball, Joey Harrington to Marshawn Tucker. Oregon takes it with that last-second heroics. And Oregon wins it 20-17. ASU again up with a minute and change, 17-13, but Oregon comes back. Beaten, going up against Washington on the road at 7-3. Stanford, Cardinal with the ball. Troy Walters from Todd Husak here, 49 yards away. Walters grabbing that 14-3. Cardinal up on top. Go right to crunch time now. Washington within one, 23-22. Marcus Tuiasosopo with one of the more incredible days that we have ever seen, Rodney.
Oh, yeah, they ran the option to perfection. Stanford could not handle it. They couldn't handle the runs inside as well. Washington defensively did, however, shut down Troy Walters in the second half of the ballgame.
It's Maurice Shaw going in 48 yards, and Tuiasosopo, 509 yards of total offense. First Washington quarterback with consecutive games with 300 yards passing. He is the first ever to rush for 200 and pass for 300, 35-30. Washington.
I hope the 19th century students were a little less obvious than this. UC trailed 6-0 when Robert Cooper found a hole up the middle. I see ya! That 29-yard touchdown put UC up 7-6. He, not Travis Prentice, was the man today. Prentice scored once, but was held to just 54 yards on 19 carries. UC scored late in the half and led 28-23 at halftime. Robert Cooper not only had 209 yards rushing, he also caught this 32-yard touchdown from Deontay Kenner, who tossed 3. The Bearcats rolled up 529 yards of total offense. This time, it's Tony Smichael on the business end. The Bearcats bring the bell back to Cincinnati with a 52-42 win.